Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. So we will now proceed to our discussion on review of related literature and studies, or RRL, for Doctor of Public Administration Research. At the doctoral level, no, the review of literature is much more than simply collecting previous studies and summarizing what other authors have said. It is an important part of the research process because it allows us to understand what is already known about a particular public administration issue, what theories and approaches have been used, where scholars agree or disagree, and most importantly, what remains unanswered or insufficiently explored. In other words, a strong RRL helps establish why our proposed research deserve to be conducted. So, for our Doctor of Public Administration student, I would like you to listen to the presentation not only as a student completing an academic requirement, but also as a researcher and practitioners in public governance and administration. As you listen, please think about your own proposed research. What literature supports my problem? What theories can explain the issue I am investigating? What gaps can my study address? And how can my research contribute to policy, governance, institutional improvement, or public service delivery? With that perspective, I will now give the floor to our presenter, Mr. Raymond R. or L. Cruz, who will discuss the review of related literature and studies for Doctor of Public Administration Research. Dr. Raymond, the floor is yours.
Good afternoon, Dr. Marmela, our dear professor. Good afternoon, doc mates. So I'm the one who present to you the review of related literature. But before we start, no, I was encountered by this difference. No, what is the difference between review of related literature vis-a-vis to the review of related studies? Ayan. So is there any difference? Are they the same or not, no? Magkaiba ba 'yon kapag sinabi nating review of related literature or RRL or review of related studies? So sometimes it's interchangeable, but let us try to understand kung meron ba silang pinagkaiba. So tingnan natin kung may pinagkaiba nga ba sila. According to the research, no, there are tawag thin line difference between review-related literature and review-related studies in its definition, sources, focus, content, purpose, and example. No, definition itself, when we say review-related literature, it is a review of published concept, theories, principles, and discussion related to the topic. While the RRS, or review of related studies, it is previous research and investigation related to topics. So this one, investigation or research, more on empirical, no, database, no, theory, yan, that is studies are that is RRS. So there are also difference between the two pagdating sa sources. Ang RRL, it is ang resources ng RRL o sources ng RRL, books, journal, articles, report, theories, and scholarly publications. Uh, While yung related studies, ito yung mga thesis, mga dissertation, research article, case studies, and empirical research report, mga action research, no? So that is basically, no, the different, no, boundaries of RRL from the review of related studies. No, yung focus also differentiate na RRL from RRS. When we say RRL, the expert and the author say about the topic. Now, we directly quote the author or the expert about certain topic. While the review of related studies, previous research have done and discovered, researchers, no, output, no, or data-driven investigation, yun ang kino-quote natin in the review RRS. So yung content ng RRL, yung definition, theories, concept, models, and framework. while in RRS, the word itself discuss the research objectives, the methodologies, finding, and conclusion. Yung purpose and example, yung purpose of course ng RRL as our professor introduced our topic is to establish theoretical and conceptual foundation of our research. And in RRS, to identify findings, trends, methods, and research gaps. Sa ibang school kasi RRS na ang ginagamit, no? O yung iba, RRL and RRS, dalawa, no? The mixture of RRL and RRS. So, example of RRL, discussion of Bandura's social learning theory in a study about student behavior. That is RRL, review of related literature, because it is greatly accepted, the expertise of Albert Banduras, no, in relation to social learning theories. Oo. Yung review-related studies naman, review previous studies that examine the effect of social media on the student's behavior. So this is using the empirical evidence by data of the researchers, no research. So yung isa pa ano na to, no, parang generally it becomes law, no, generally accepted na by the most of the experts and researchers. Okay? So yun. Okay. So I hope I give justice, no, to the difference between the RRL and RRS. Okay. So yeah. So let us move. Ayan. So our topic outline for this afternoon. So I will first, no, this my report will discuss the purpose of RRL. So what are the purpose of RRL? I will discuss that later on. And then the different types of RRL. Oh my God, it's too many. There are many and there are different types of RRL. And what are those? The narrative review, the systematic RRL, scoping, integrative, critical, theoretical, oh, mali ang spelling yung theoretical, theory, tastical, conceptual, naku, historical, meta-analysis, meta-synthesis, literature mapping, citation management software, no? And of course, the last three will be how to evaluate journal quality, synthesizing literature, and identifying the research gap. Maybe this is a continuation of the last week, no, last week video presentation in our subject matter. So let us begin. So what are the real purpose of RRL? Ano ba talaga ang purpose nito? So what are the purpose of RRL? First, according to Creswell, so RRL establish our framework. No, when we say framework, fundamental structure, no, positioning of the studies so that we can understand the broader understanding, scholarly understanding of this curse while providing justification for the research problem, no? So therefore, the RRL answer and justify our research problem. The more related literature, the more solid foundation of our research. Yan. According to Page and its co-author in 2021, review-related literature provide comprehensive synthesis, no? Provide understanding evidence, no? The RRL provide and support evidence, no? Identify the deficiency of knowledge, no? Deficiency in current knowledge means limitations, no, of the present understanding or endeavor, and determine the priorities for future research, no, so that we have to continue in research. Kaya nga research is a cyclic, no, research and then a new problem will occur and then research again, a cyclic, no, understanding of research. And then RRL also, it is a systematic literature review. Hindi lang collection of, katulad ng sinabi ni Doc Melo kanina, hindi lang siya gathering ng mga previous studies, but also it is a systematic. We use organized process to understand concept, no, in concrete manner. Okay. Contribute the credibility and reliability of research because of ang RRL provide us framework. So kapag madami tayong nakuha diyan at relevant sa ating studies, no, it gives credibility, no, sa ating research if we found good sources and resources of our studies. Okay? It also employ transparent, reproducible methods for collecting and evaluating evidence. So RRL also help us help us, no, researcher, no, to evaluate our evidence, no, our supporting evidence, no, our basis for our research. Again, according to Page et al., no, he argued that RRL identify knowledge gaps. Importante yan, ano? The review-related literature, no, the study of the related literature identify the knowledge gaps and its methods and scope limitations that can guide future scholarly inquiry. RRL also support our limitation of understanding and limits, no, the broadness of our discussion in our research. Okay. Madaliin na natin ito. And continuation of purpose of RRL, according to Booth and Bile, noted that doctoral students should not merely summarize, as our professor indeedly clarify it, existing studies, but critically analyze and synthesize. It synthesize. When we say synthesize, it combined, no, it support one another, no, knowledge to establish a compelling rationale for the research. As such, high-quality literature review demonstrates scholarly competence, critical thinking, and mastery of the research domain. So, to summarize this purpose of RRL, it is a great framework, no, that we need, no, in dissertation or in every research. Ayan. So, for scholar pursuing a Doctor of Public Administration, katulad sa atin, we need review-related literature because public administration is multidisciplinary, no? Multidisciplinary, no? And interdisciplinary perspective. For example, no, yung public administration draw knowledge from political science, sociology, economics, public policy, organizational theory, and management science. Multi and interdisciplinary kasi we need the tools, no, in order to expand our idea and broaden our horizon in our subject matter. Kaya mahalaga, no, we are aware to the other related studies, no, na available, no, ng mga experts and authors. Okay, second, through literature review, researcher can connect theoretical proposition with practical administrative changes. So at least we are basically comparing our studies with the studies of others. So ma-resolve natin yung gap, ma-identify natin yung gap, no? Kung katulad sa kanila ba, meron na bang ganung pag-aaral at sa atin magiging ganun ba ang result, no? May possibility natin na ma-synthesis or ma-antithesis o synthesis yung dalawang studies in different phenomenon or different ideas or contexts. Yan. What are the key purpose of literature review? Ayan, ito to summarize the purpose of literary reviews. First, to establish theoretical foundation of the studies. Mahalaga yan. What are the different theories involving our research studies? Second, identify research trends and developments, no? Trending ba yan? Viral ba yan? Timely ba yan, no? Trending ba yan sa scholarship o sa academe or sa isang institution or sa isang venue or situations. So yan. Clarify concept and variables. One of the purpose of the literary reviews try to understand, to clarify the clear-cut understanding of the different concepts and variables. Siyempre, pang-apat, importante ang RRL to detect inconsistency in prior findings. No, katulad ng sinabi ko kanina, napag-aralan pala nila ito. Pero baka ibang focus, no? Baka dito naman sa pinag-aaralan mo, iba naman ang focus, styles, and process ang gagamitin mo o ibang theory. Baka magkapareho o magkaiba ang magiging results. Kaya RRL is very important in detecting inconsistency of other and prior findings. Next, support hypothesis development. RRL support your studies, no, your hypothesis. If your statement nullify, no, reject or accept your hypothesis. So RRL try to understand, no, to give the support, no, kung nullify, inunal mo or reject or deny or accept yung iyong hypothesis, no? So that is the important when we are trying to understand our hypothesis 1, hypothesis 2, to accept or deny that particular event through the help of our review-related literature. That is a supporting evidence in our research. So another thing, the purpose of literature review is to build conceptual and theoretical framework, no? Ano ba yan? Ano ba yung system process na susundan natin? Because they are the one expert, no, on that field, no, at least hindi na tayo mahihirapan magpatsi-patsi yung ating may direction na. The IRL would give us direction to further study our research or our paper. Identify research gap, katulad ng lecture natin last meeting, what is the gap that we need to resolve, no? What gap ang kailangan nating i-bridge, no? Oo, to reconcile, to give answer, or to understand, no? Mas kakatulong ang RRL to identify research gap o bagong pag-aaralan pa or more studies or recommendation for more studies. Enhance methodological rigor, no? So RRL give us, no, to enhance and to develop the methodology that we will tawag dito undertake in our research. Ayan, justify the significance of the research problem. So RRL, important ng RRL is to justify the significance of the problem, no? What is the significance of the problem? Hindi lang naman citing for the author, to the government, to the society, but it gives more specific benefits, no, for no the benefits to the beneficiary, no, to give benefits, specific benefits to the beneficiary of our research. Ayan, sana andiyan pa kayo. Talagang mahirap maghanap ng RRL because lalo na noon wala pang AI, lalo na noon kasi index card, no, tapos hindi pa sa library si Ma'am Jade lang talaga ang perfect pagdating sa review related literature because we need the help of libraries, no. Ngayon, because of the electronic, no, we can easily access, no, and audit, no, the AI, no. Andiyan bibigyan naman si AI niyan, tayo na lang ang mag-audit kung valid or reasonable ang binibigay ni AI sa atin. Pero noon, I remember may bachelor's degree, no, yung research, aray mo, no? So it's difficult to have RRL kasi book by book, no, topic by topic, by index card sa library, tapos bawat citation nakasulat sa library sa index card kasi wala pang hindi pa uso ata computer noon na I believe when I am college, ano pa no, typewriter. So mahirap pa rin ang mag-edit and mag-write ng thesis in those days. Pero ngayon, by the help of technology, by the help of artificial intelligence, we can tawag dito access no mga electronic journals, studies no in local and international studies no. So kaya pero mahirap pa rin mag-research. Ah, it's somehow no, it's that needs effort and tawag dito time for readings no and developing topics ganyan and solution. Okay. So let us now proceed to the different types of literature review. So una, meron tayong narrative review. Ayan. Isa lang naman ang pinapaliwanag ng narrative review, narrative, description, descriptive, no? Kami sa AB Philosophy, mahilig kami diyan mga descriptive, no? Pag sinabi nating descriptive, it is a narration. You just describe the phenomenon, no? You try to articulate what event, the phenomenon happened, no? Katulad ng sabi ni Grant and Booth into 2009, narrative review is explain the narrative review are useful for presenting broad overviews because it try to explain no the theory no the process no the idea examining historical development yan sa historical research itong ginagamit ng mga researcher the researcher in the fields of history philosophy no sociology I believe also no historical development no theories narrative siya mga narrations no. So yon different ng systematic review from narrative kasi uh, ang narrative review offer greater flexible of selecting and interpreting literature because it is a descriptive phenomenon or situation, no? While systematic, medyo scientific yan eh. May step-by-step methodology. While narrative meron, pero not too strict because it is just a description, no? Narration of the phenomenon. Okay? So, yon. So, tingnan natin, ano ba yung strength ng narrative reviews? Sabi ni Grant and Booth in 2009, no, meron siyang binigay na different strength ng narrative review. And what are the strength, no, na sinasabi ni Booth, ni Grant at ni Booth? First, it is a flexible because the author can twist or not twist, can develop freely because he is the one who narrate. 'Di ba? Sabi sa kasaysayan, ang kwento ay depende sa nagkukwento, sa nagdi-describe. So he can manipulate sa medyo talaga naman he can manipulate the storyline, no, the concept of our research. Tapos broad coverage of literature, useful for theory development, allows scholarly interpretation. Siyempre, ikaw, a scholar, a research, is the one who interpret no, the phenomenon or the situation or the details or the idea, the concept or the notions. And the strength of narrative reviews, the last part, the last bullet is to facilitate conceptual exploration because you are narrating, descripting the process or the phenomenon. Ayan. Siyempre, kung mayroong strength, ano kaya ang limitation ng narrative review? Ayan. Ibinigay din sa atin ni Booth and its fellow yung ano no, ang negative or limitation ng narrative review. Potential research bias. Bakit bias? Kasi yung scholar, researcher is the one who are narration, siya yung nagkukwento. Sabi nga sa memes, kwento mo yan. Sana nakaka-relate kayo, di ba? Sabi nga, pag may nagkukwento mo yan, ikaw ang mabuti dyan, ikaw ang mabait dyan, no? So, kaya, there, ma- there will be a potential bias for that matter, no? And a potential research bias because the researcher is very powerful on that part, no? Limited transparency because of the bias, lack of standard procedure, lower reproducibility, no risk of selective literature inclusion. Ayun yung medyo limitation ng narrative review. So, in public administration research, narrative review frequently examine the government theories, no, having studies, no, ongoing studies, no, in our dissertation. Ang problema sa narrative review, no, we cannot frequently examine the government theories, leadership models, institutional reform, and public value framework, no. Ayan ang sabi ni Booth and Grant, no, the limitation of narrative review. So, with that, let's go to another uh, types of research related literature review, the systematic, no? Systematic literature review o SLR, the word itself, no? Systematic, it is structured, no? Comprehensive, ang bibigat na structured, may order, may process, no? Transparent pa because of the structure, because of the methodology, no, na required, no, to synthesize scholarly evidence, no. Ayan, siguro it is a scientific na systematic, may process, may order, no? Okay. So, unlike traditional literature review, SLRs follow explicit, meron protocol, no? The protocol designated to minimize bias and maximize reproducibility, no? So kapag meron tayong tawag dito, rules, no, na minimize natin yung bias, no, kapag merong procedure, no, it is tawag dito, try to minimize the bias in our research. Ayan, according to Page et al. In 2021, no, meron silang tinatawag na PRISMA, no. The PRISMA improves transparency and help readers assess the reliability and of review findings. Medyo hindi ako familiar sa PRISMA because nga medyo narrative ang aking ang aking background, no. But anyway, no, sabi dito, according to my research, no, the PRISMA in 2020 statement has become the global standard for conducting reporting systematic reviews. Systematic reviews, may methodology, meta-analysis. Ito yung mga no, sir, if I'm not mistaken, yung meta-analysis, yung mga parang analysis of the different studies related. Tapos from there, magsisynthesis ka, magtutheory ka from that for that mga topic na nasa internet, for example, no, yung mga research nila, no, parang isisynthesis mo yon, tapos ano ang iso-support niyang ideas para makaproduce ng bagong concept. Halimbawa yung studies na ito, yung studies ni Doc Ala, ni Doc Nimpa, ni Doc Abigail, no, nasa sources, no, tapos pinagsama-sama, analysis, no, pinorma, pinroseso ng methodology para produce ng new concept, no. Because of the meta-analysis yung pinag-aralan yung mga research niya, and based on research nagkaroon sila ng press analysis na possible, no, there must be a possibility or new statement, new studies, no, new produced knowledge, no, sa mga iba't ibang mga studies. Kasi interrelated naman yan. Tapos pinagsama-sama siya. Tapos nakabuo siya ng new undertaking o new knowledge, fresh analysis, fresh concept of the studies. So yun yung ginagawa ng PRISMA, ano? Research studies, study selection process, data extraction methods, Tapos i-assess the procedure and synthesis technique. Synthesis technique, no, pinagsama-sama yung research hanggang sa makaproduce sila ng isang concept or brand new ideas na galing dun sa research na sinusuportahan ng mga iba't ibang research, no? Para makakapagtagpo sila ng isang concept o brand new ideas toward the other studies. I hope na ano ako na nasusundan for that matter. Okay. Ah. Ayan. Nako, nasa 14 slides pa lang ako. So 21 slides pa. Pasensya na po. So what are the characteristic of systematic literature? According to Page et al., review of systematic literature is a rigorous, no, masalimuot talagang SLR because it clearly formulated research question. Yeah, kasi data-driven na yan. Andiyan dyan na yung mga tesites, yung mga topic natin ngayon, yung ano matawag dito, yung statistics, no, yan, aray mo. So, comprehensive research strategies, explicit inclusion and exclusion criteria, no? Dito na, no, yung mga limitation and delimitations, tapos quality appraisal of included studies, no, standard data extraction procedure, tapos kung ito ba ay replicable methods. Siyempre, transparency reporting, hindi siya manipulate ng author o ng expert. What is the application of SLR, no, systematic literature review sa ating public administrator, sa administration rather? SLR, systematic review, have become increasingly popular, no, in the public administration because the researchers enable to have and policymaker to have a decision based on empirical evidence. Ito talaga ang strength ng ano, no, systematic literary review because it based to empirical numbers, no, it's very specific, very grounded, solid kasi siya. Kasi systematic siya, may procedure siya based on mathematics, based on statistics, based on the data, no? Based on the data, no, of the research, of the empirical research, no? Another, no, for example, the public sector performance management. No, yung topic natin kanina about e-governance, no, sa comparative public administration natin, ano. Many public sectors, no, try to to study using systematic review. For example, in e-governance, implementation, public service motivations, citizen participation, government accountability. And what is the strength of SLR? Anti-corruption initiative. Doon din, no? Ginagamit din 'yan for anti-corruption initiative. The SLR also widely used. For example, disaster governance, resiliency, okay? And other multiple study systematic reviews provide stronger conclusion. Ayun ang sinasuggest ng systematic literature review. Ayan. So, punta na tayo sa scoping review. Scoping review represent a rapidly growing approach to evidence. Ayan, scoping, no? Scope. Pag sabi ng scoping, encompasses everything. It encompasses some of the ano, no? To some studies and literature. According to Moon et al., no? Systematically and scoping review is systematically identify and map the breadth, the range, no, yung lalim, yung lawak, no, and nature of evidence available on the specific topic. Scoping, no, it is just the entire, no, scope. No, parang pinifilter natin, no, yung range, yung breadth, and the nature of the topic. And then, yon isi-synthesize, no, yung nakuhang mga data or datum. Okay. Sabi naman ni Peter et al. In 2024, through the JBI, Manual for Evidence Synthesis emphasizes that scoping reviews are particularly useful when examining emerging topics, complex concept, or interdisciplinary research. So scoping literature review is best, no, the best daw siya, no. It is widely used and widely accepted kapag yung research ay interdisciplinary research, katulad sa ating public ad, no. Public administration is good example of interdisciplinary research. Ayan. So, what are the objective of scoping reviews? Map the research activity. Pag sinabi nating map, di ba, yung mapa, it gives direction, it points toward the input, the output, no? It map the research activity, the process, the methodology. You map the first one process, second one process, third, and so on and so forth. That is a marked research, no? You map, no, what are the activity happen or will happen, no, in your research, no. That is basically the objective of scoping reviews. Identify available evidence, no, because as the definition of scoping reviews, it encompasses every related studies. So you try to understand and get, no, the available evidence that you will use, no, in your research. Okay. Third, clarify concept and definition. So, 'di ba pag 'di ba meron tayo sa dissertation and in our master research yung tawag dito, definition of terms. Hindi to dictionary research or lexical definition, but how your research used that word, no? Papaano ba ginamit ng research, no, ang terminology, ideas o concept, no? So that it must be clarified, no, the use of words, the semantics of words, okay? And third, the scoping review examine methodological approach. Kasi na-map mo na yung research mo, na-map mo yung procedural, yung methodological. So, alam mo na, ma-examine mo yung proper approach, no? Kung anong statistics ba gagamitin mo dyan, so on and so forth. Anong tools, no, na makakatulong sa'yo, no? Ma-identify mo na ito. Explore knowledge gaps, no, because of scoping reviews, madami ka ng mga possible learnings or at-hand ideas and concept. You are now, no, may help ka na makatulong to identify the gaps. Inform future research agendas, no. So dahil may limitation, ang isang research talaga naman kailangan may limitation, then the limitation and delimitations, no, inform future research agendas so that they will support your research to expand. No, you have a proposal to expand or to continue your research ideas or concept. Okay. Public administration, application, and scoping review are valuable for emerging fields, no? Ayan. Scoping pala, mahalaga din sa gamit ng scoping yung pag gusto mong pag-aralan, yung AI, artificial intelligence governance, scoping pa rin yan, no? Oo, digital government transformation, smart city administration, sustainable governance, open government initiative, public sector innovation, and other tools, no, in understanding policy or improving policy. JBI scoping review method give a step by step. Yung JBI natin methodology used by most researcher because it has a methodology. Una, to define the research question, population, concept, context, the PPC approach, develop inclusion criteria, the scope and limitation, the search for studies, systematical and transparent, no, the scientific and the scoping literature review, select studies, no, two reviewers, screen the title, abstract, then full context, and then chart the data, extract into your table, summarize the report and result with Prisma, and yan. Ayan. So there are, naku, talagang hindi ko alam to, Doc, no? So the JBI and Prisma SER, no? Pag sabing JBR, the methodology, how to do the review, the JBI yan. Yung Prisma, the reporting checklist, how to write it. So yung iba pinagsasama yan, ano? The JBI and Prisma SER, no? um, Newbie pa lang tayo sa research, ay, newbie, no? Kaya medyo we need a guidance like Dr. Abante, no? For this undertakings and endeavor in researching, no? Alam mo, nag-meeting po kami, no, sa university. No? Diyos ko, nakakalungkot yan. Anong sabi nung teacher, sabi nung president namin, katulad daw sa UP, no? Ang isang teacher daw, pag hindi nag-publish, you must perish. Aray, kakalungkot ng education, no? Once you are assistant professor, associate professor, the professor, or instructor, no? Pinupush na kami mag-publish ng research or else we will be perish. No? Publish or perish. Kami naman, sabi ng mga soksay, sana yung mga teacher na hindi nagtuturo, yun ang ma-perish. Charot. So the importance and the need, no, the trends, no, of research, no, no, the research culture, no, in the university and in the government also. Ayun na yung trends niyan, no, mga research na yan. So yun. Wag lang sana malaman ni Senator Cynthia Villar, no? Research kayo ng research. But anyway, yun ang trends, no, ng ating institutions, no, ng madaming institutions sa Pilipinas. Ayan, mga research-based output, no? Ayan. So, hindi talaga ako makatulog. Ano ba yan? Ano ba yung yun ba sabi ko sabi ko kay ChatGPT, ay, ano ba pinagkaiba ng JBI and Prisma? So, ano ba yung JBI? So, eto. So, I have a help by the AI, no? So, ano ba pinagkaiba ni JBI at ni Prisma SCR na yan? So, pangalan pa lang. Pag sabi natin JBI, akala ko nga JBL eh. Ganda sana yan. Charot, no? So pag sabi natin full name ng JBI study on Prisma, Joanna Briggs Institute, JBI, tapos yung Prisma Preferred Reporting Items for Systematic Reviews and Meta-Analysis, no? Meta-analysis, beyond analysis, no? Pag sa metaphysics, beyond physical, no? Ayan, meta. Go beyond, no? Sa analysis. Okay? So, ano ang purpose, no, ng JBI? JBI provides methodology and guidance for conducting evidence. Ayan. Yung JBI pala, the researcher provides, no, methodology and guidance for conducting evidence synthesis, the systematic review, scoping review, etc. So yun yung purpose. Yung PRISMA, yung mga reporting guidance for writing and presenting a review, transparency. So yung PRISMA pala, the art of writing the report of JBI. So it needs enhance, it help one the other. The JBI and Prisma work hand in hand. Anong focus ni JBI? How to do the review. What is the focus of Prisma? How to report the review. At least nakaklaro ko na. Sabi ko sa sarili ko, ganun pala yon. So pag si JBI, it give guidance and methodology in the research, no? How to review the research articles or review related literature. Yung Prisma naman, how to write it, no? How to narrate it, how to polish, no, the process, no, of that research, no, how to report how to report the review of the different studies. Yun. So ano yung inclusion? So sa JBI, review methods, no, hanapin mo sa JBI yung mga review methods, appraisal tools, data extraction, evidence synthesis, and the different approaches. While sa Prisma, yung checklist and flow diagram, how to report the flow of diagram, the review methods and results, no? Ayan. Common use in JBI, conducting systematic review and scoping reviews, no? So, ang Prisma, writing the final manuscript and ensuring complete reporting. Ayan. So, Prisma is writing, JBL is the method, no, in our research. I hope no I can na at least nakaklaro ko na rin personally no, yung difference between JBI and the interconnected of JBI and Prisma personally. Okay. Aha. Ayan, integrative literature review. Pag sinabi natin integrative review, synthesize, finding from qualitative, quantitative, and mixed method studies. Pag sinabi natin integrative, no? Synthesizing, pag sinabi natin synthesizing, we try to intertwine, no? Try to connect the studies, you connect the the strengths, no, the data, no, the ideas, concept, no, of the different study. That is synthesis, no. Synthesis mo yung negative and positive, synthesis mo pa rin yan, ano. And then, saan galing? Galing ito sa mga other studies, qualitative, quantitative, and the mixed method of the studies. So, katulad ni Cuff at saka ni Whitemore in 2005, integrative literature studies review as the broadest form of review. Ito yung pinaka-broad, pinaka-mahaba, no, na literature reviews of methodology because they allow inclusion of the diverse research and design. Integrative, no? Pinakamahaba kasi pag sabi integrative siguro kahit slight similarities, no, ng slight similarities ng findings o ng literature, sinasama yon, no? Ini-integrate yon lahat. So kaya ito ang pinaka-broad literature review in the different types of literature review. What are the purpose of integrative literature review? Yeah, to develop comprehensive theoretical framework. No, again, the one of the important purpose of literature review is to comprehensive, to give us a concrete theoretical framework of our studies. So yun na, integrative literature review give us a good understanding of our framework. Saan ba pwede natin gagamitin si integrative literature review? Public sector leadership, governance framework, organizational effectiveness, public value creation, no? Yan. So, yun din, no? Parang ito yung parang napipisil kong gamitin ko sa aking dissertation about unionism, no? The public sector leadership, no, whatsoever. So, tingnan natin kung ano magiging result. Anyway, what are the advantage of integrative literature review? It is a comprehensive perspective because it's multidisciplinary, it integrates every lots of evidence and ideas and concept, incorporates multiple forms of evidence, support theory building. So that is the advantage of integrative literature review. Critical review, puna na tayo sa critical review. Pagkatapos ng integrative, critical review na ng literature. So critical review go beyond summarization. Hindi lang siya summarization, but evaluation na siya. Evaluation of assumption. We try to evaluate the assumption. We try to evaluate theories. We try to evaluate methodologies and conclusions, no, found in the previous research. Ayan, no? So pag sabi natin critical review, no, we are trying to basically seriously, the different assumption theories, analyze it well, the assumption theories, methodology, and conclusion of other or the previous researches, or literature. Purpose? What is the purpose of critical review? To challenge existing knowledge and generate new perspective. So, syempre, kapag critical analysis mo yung mga research, yung mga assumption and theories, pwede mo silang i-challenge. Di ba? May itong thesis. i-critical mo siya, i-anti-thesis mo siya, di ba? Ayun yung critical review eh. Critical review means you try to know the weakness and the strength, no? Oo. So yun, i-anti-thesis mo siya. Kapag sinabi mo, pag meron ka ng anti-thesis, no, ni-review mo siya with critical understanding or evaluation of assumption, no, magkakaroon ka na ng uh, s- antithesis and synthesis, no, isi-synthesis mo siya at magkakaroon ka ng new form of ideas. Yun yung generation of new perspective because you critical analyze the presumption, the theories, and methodology of other work. So magkakaroon siya ng new perspective, new point of views of the topic itself. No? Saan best yung critical reviews? Yeah, katulad sa atin, nag-dissertation, sa doctoral dissertation the theory refinement, policy critic, no? Yan yung ginagamit critical review. Example nito, critiquing the assumption of new public management in developing countries, no? Ikikritik natin yung possible na policy, tapos magkakaroon tayo ng develop, no? Develop or tawag dito, policy enhancement, no? Yun na siya. Yun ang madalas ginagamit ang critical review of related literature. Advantage. No, what are the advantage of critical review? Advantage encourage deep analysis, promotes innovation, no, identify weakness in scholarship. So because it synthesize, it try to understand and analyze no the great part of assumption, theories, and methodology na promotes ang innovation, the brand newness of ideas. Nagkakaroon tayo ng brand new ideas na tsaka nagkakaroon tayo ng malalim na analyzation no and practical application no a new approach of that specific ideas and of course kapag nangyari yon we try to identify weakness in our scholarship no ano ba bang kulang ng studies no yon limitation it is highly subjective. Oo, kasi it is focused on the researchers, dependent on the reviewer expertise. Yun. Masalimuot siya, dependent siya on reviewer expertise, yung nagsisynthesis, yung nagde-debunk o nag-critical evaluate ng review-related literature. Oo. And according to Toroko in 2016, argued that critical review are particularly important in doctoral level research because they promote scholarly contribution rather than description. So hindi lang siya narrative, hindi lang siya description, it promote a contribution. Ang hinahanap sa critical review is polishing, no, new ideas, new concept, no, na mahuhugot natin sa mga previous studies. Yan yung ayan ang dahilan kung bakit merong critical review of related literature. Theoretical review definition, the word is a theoretical, the word theory, it will be focused on analyzing, comparing, and extending theories. It focuses on the different theories, no? To review, focus on analyze the theories, comparing the theories, and if possible, extending the theories. No? What are the purpose of theoretical review? Is to establish theoretical foundation and identify conceptual debates. Okay, to establish theoretical foundation, mahalaga yung mga theory, di ba? When we say a theory, it is a scholastic guest, right? Kapag sabi natin theory, it's not greatly accepted as laws, no? It is a ongoing research, no? Ongoing studies, no? For that matter, ongoing scholastic reviews, ongoing wild guess, the theory, or theoretical something. Okay. Best use for saan ginagamit ang theoretical review? Sa framework development. Yan. Theory testing, public administration theory, and comparison. So, yan yung mga best use ng theoretical reviews. Example, comparing. You compare new public management to new public governance, public value theory to institutional theory. And what is the advantage? The advantage of theoretical review literature, it strengthens the conceptual understanding. Again, kasi nasa literature review siya, it identifies theoretical gaps, support model development, and the limitation, hindi siya limited sa empirical analysis, no? May become overly abstract. Hindi siya systematic kasi, no? Theory siya. Theory. You try to understand the theory, not the empirical evidence. Okay? So, it may become overly abstract. Conceptual review, definitions, no? Pag sabi natin conceptual review, it focus on conceptual, yun na concept, no? Constructions, relationship among variables, no? Rather than individual studies, no? Conceptual review, ang mahalaga dyan yung kanyang concept, no? Focus on the different concept of the previous studies. According to Webster and Watson, no, this conceptual review emphasizes and organize around the concept instead of authors and studies. Yung variables yung pinagtutuunan ng pansin, no, not the author and the other studies. Ang purpose ng conceptual review is to clarify semantics, no? To clarify the definition of words, the development of conceptual framework, no? So that is the importance of conceptual review, so that we can clearly, no, understand the definition, to have a clear-cut definition and development of our framework in our research. Example, analyzing relationship among leadership. So let us try to understand the semantic understanding of leadership, the public service motivation, employee engagement, and administrative effectiveness. Advantage, of course, to harness, no, the strength of conceptual clarity, because conceptual review nga siya, no, to develop the best conceptual clarity, support framework development, and then there are limitations in conceptual reviews. What are those? Limited direct evidence, no, dependent on conceptual interpretation, no? So conceptual review challenge dito, weakness dito, dependent siya sa interpretation ng concept, no? So next, we have historical review definition. Historical review definition is investigation of the evolution of ideas. History, no? History is the understanding of the past and the evolution, the development, no, of ideas, policies, institution. Kaya nga sa research meron tayong background of studies, no. So yung the contextualizations, no, of the policies, of the theories over time. Okay, what are the purpose of historical review definition? So, the purpose of this historical review is to understand developmental patterns and historical influence. Wow. So, historical review underscore and understand the patterns, the behaviors, and influences, no? Of the past to present and to the future. Okay, that is the purpose of historical review. Best used for, saan ginagamit ito? Sa public administration history, because historical review nga. So, historical contextualization of public administration history, civil service reform, decentralization policies, governance evolutions, and according to example, tracing the evolution of the Philippine local governance from Local Government Code of 1991 to Digital Governance Reform. Wow, no? Ang gandang research din nito, no? So the evolution, no, of the Philippine local governments from 19th century to 21st century, for example, no? So yeah. So advantage, it provide context, it explain institutional change, no? Identify long-term trends, no? What is the new trends involving the development, no? Involving the evolutions of the ideas and concepts. Identify long-term trends. Limitation, Yun nga. Dahil ang history is too broad, no? At saka yung mga record nawawala, missing records, no? Historical records may be incomplete, no? At saka bias din sometimes yung historical record because depends to the author. It depends to those who describe, no? It depends to narrate, depends to the authors, yung may nagkukwento, no? The historical records may be incomplete. Interpretation may vary, no? Different authors have different bias, no? Different different historians, different point of views, no? And different variation because of their bias from their experiences or from their research or from their data. Meta-analysis definition, kapag sabing nating meta-analysis, beyond the analysis, no? Yan yung ang tawag dito, direct definition, ano? Parang literal definition ng meta-analysis, no? Meta beyond analysis. Pero when we say meta-analysis, it combines quantitative findings from multiple studies. Okay, pag sabi pala meta-analysis, it is a combination of the different findings of many studies. According to the Cochrane Handbook, meta-analysis increases precision and provides stronger conclusion than individual studies. Meta-analysis is trying to understand, encapsulate, no, synthesize many studies, no, many related studies. Purpose ng meta-analysis is to estimate overall effect sizes. So yung meta-analysis, no, you will try to understand, no, synthesis, no, check, no, the different studies of the past, no, or the present and the past studies, no. So that is estimate over effect sizes, no. Best used for public service motivation, employment engagement, employee engagement, leadership effectiveness, and citizen satisfaction, no, meta-analysis, no. Advantage, because you try to understand the different studies, no, quantitative findings, qualitative findings, no, findings, no. It is a high statistical power, precise estimate, evidence-based conclusions. Okay? Limitation requires comparable data. Yan. Kailangan may mga data sa mga statistics, importante yan. At saka mga empirical results, ayan ang titignan dyan. Ayan yung pinaka-important niyan. Limitation, publication bias can affect result. Publication bias, syempre, no? Sa totoo lang naman, no, parang mahirap ang isang researcher na walang bias. Aray mo, parang hindi ko ma-imagine ng isang researcher na walang bias. No? All researchers has its own bias. Ano naman natin yan, no? So, output, effect size, odd ratio, confidence interval, and forest plot. Ayan. So, literature mapping, kaya sana buhay pa tayo. Ito, literature mapping, also called evidence mapping o bibliometric mapping. Ayan na, ito na yung gumagawa na tayo ng mga electronic, hinahingi na natin yung Scopus Analytic, Dimension, Site Space, Bibliometrics, BOS Viewer. No, parang ano na to, no? Parang guys, docmates, parang employ bibliometric tools, need na to ng ano ng kapangyarihan ng technology. May research funds and so on and so on. So benefits, visualization of knowledge domain, detection of collaboration patterns. Ano gamit nito sa public administration? Yung literature mapping, support analysis of government's research trends, public management innovation, e-government development, and sustainable government work. Ayan. Hi, citation management software. Ayan na. Medyo ano na yan, technical na siya. Using major citation management tools, Zotero, Mendeley, no, EndNote, no. Sa mga ano na yan, technical things na in RRL. Importance of DPA, mahalaga naman sa research. Ang mahalaga lang talaga, we cite our our resources, no, so that it reduce referencing errors, save time. Hindi katulad noon nang wala pang technology, talagang nakakaduling mag-APA, no? Yung format ng APA, susulat mo talaga index by index, period by period. But now, salamat kay ChatGPT, APA format this one, ching, APA format na this one, no? Noon, na hirap kami pag technical, no, ng pagka-formatting ng citation. Okay. So yan. Evaluating journal quality. Ayan. Siyempre kailangan huwag tayo sa mga predator journal kineme, no? Kailangan mga Scopus, mga ano talagang scholar valid, no? Alam niyo na .net, .gov, no? Remember that. Dapat mga site na medyo alam mo yon, secured, hindi ay, di ba galit na galit tayo sa estudyante pag gumagamit ng ano yun? Ng, ng Google na ah, yun na edit ni naman. Yun na edit ni naman. Hindi dapat doon. Kaya mga .gov, .net, okay. Site score, Scopus, kailangan yan sa mga journal na .net, .gov, ganyan. Yan. So, yan. SNIT source. Ayan. So, wala na to, medyo ano na to, medyo nakakalungkot na to. Additional quality for criteria. A good research must be peer review process. Pag sabing peer review, many expert, no, na contribute, na basa, no, na analyze, no, editorial board reputation, hindi mga plagiarism or whatsoever, publication ethics, no. Oo, correct. 'Di ba nung nag-upload tayo sa SSRN, merong ethics statement na kinikeme na for that matter. Tapos public administration review, no, may mga ano tayo, body of reviews, no, for that matter, bago ma-approve ang research. Hindi na yan mahalaga. Hindi na to. Okay? So, ah, ayan, yung research gap, okay naman na yan. We understand naman. No? Yan, ito na lang. To end, to end, to end my report. Kasi yung gap na-discuss na naman na napanood na natin yung gap eh. So summary, which review should the doctor public administration student use? Ayan. Pag yung research objective natin, eto, ano yung recommended reviews. Ito yung medyo nakita ko maganda, no, na summary, no, ng ating discussion for this afternoon, no. So kapag ang research objective nyo is general background of a topic, narrative review kasi general background, no? Evaluation, evidence, and best practice, systematic review kasi you evaluate evidence, no? You will evaluate the data, no? The statistics, no? The empirical data. So kailangan systematic review. Explore emerging research. O pag sabing exploring the emerging research, the new emerging, bagong knowledge and research, kailangan scoping review. Develop conceptual framework, integrative review, because you develop a conceptual framework, integrative siya. So critic theories and assumption, critical review. Compare theoretical, pag nagko-compare ka ng theories, theoretical review. Clarify concept and variable, conceptual review. Pag you examine policy evolution, historical review. Pag you try to understand, quantify the overall effect size, di meta-analysis. And systematic quantitative findings, meta-synthesis. So yan yun. Iba't ibang studies, iba't ibang research objective, meron yan in best, no, RRL recommended review. Ayan. Hi, salamat. May conclusion in this long and when talaga naman itong RRL na to, no? The RRL remains indispensable element for Dr. Public Administration. Naalala ko yung teacher ko, sabi nila, no RRL, no valid research. Kaya nga kailangan 10, 20, no, more than 20 or 30 books, no, research, or else doon pa lang bagsak ka na. Alam niyo ginagawa, binibilang lang niya yung RRL. Pag hindi ka pumasa sa numbers ng book, ay dinidisregard niya yan. Because RRL, no, support, evidence, synthesis, method, framework, scoping review, so that our research is founded by the data, no? Data-driven and empirical evidence, no, ng ating topic para mas may content, may mas myth, no, may scholarly talaga produce ang ating research. Ayan. Hi, salamat. Sana buhay pa kayo, no? Maraming salamat. And I will give na lang my PowerPoint to you for your basis of reviews. Thank you po, Doc Mates.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. No, a very comprehensive discussion of the topic. No, and uh, again, as I mentioned, no, Doc Raymond, no, thank you so much for that informative, no, presentation. One important takeaway from our discussion is that the RRL provides the intellectual foundation of a doctoral research study. No, we do not review literature simply to demonstrate that we have read many journal articles, books, dissertation, or reports. We review literature because we need to establish the scholarly conversation surrounding our research problem. Every sources included in the RRL should therefore have a clear purpose, whether it helps define the problem or explain a concept or support a theoretical perspective, provide empirical evidence, or reveal an area that still requires investigation. Another important point, no? Can you hear me naman po, ano? Another important point actually for you as a data or doctor in public administration student is the difference between summarizing literature and synthesizing literature. Because so sad to say, no, kapag umuupo ako ng doctoral, ng doctoral degree, hindi lang naman sa UCC, no. Ah, at the doctoral level kasi, I do not want you simply writing. Author A said this, author B said this, and author C said this, no. That becomes a collection of summaries rather than a scholarly or a scholarly summary as I mentioned, and scholarly review, parang ganun yung ginagawa. So instead, we should compare, and connect the findings of different researchers. Please, in crafting your review of related literature studies, ask yourself, what common themes emerge, or where do the studies agree? Where do they contradict one another? What methodological limitations are evident? What has already been established and what questions remain? That process of comparison, analysis, and integration is what transforms an ordinary literature review into a meaningful doctoral level synthesis. Most importantly, beloved doctors, your RRL should eventually lead us toward the research gap. No? The gap should not be invented merely because we need justification for our dissertation. It should emerge logically from a systematic examination of existing scholarship. Let's say, for example, perhaps previous studies focus on national agencies, but not local governments. Perhaps they examine employee perspective but not citizen experiences. Perhaps the studies were conducted in other countries and the Philippine public administration context remain underexplored. Or perhaps development in digital governance, artificial intelligence, sustainability, transparency, or citizen participation have created new questions that earlier studies were unable to address. Because ako personally, no, a well-established gap gives us a stronger justification for the study and helps clarify its potential contribution to both scholarly and practice. Finally, always remember that a doctoral dissertation should ultimately contribute something meaningful to the field of public administration. To what do we still need to know and eventually, no, or what do we already know to what do we still need to know and eventually to what can my study contribute. That contribution may take the form of a framework, pwedeng model, policy recommendations, governance strategy, pwede namang administrative intervention, or possibly new empirical evidence that can improve public sector practice. So, as you develop your own research, please do not treat the RRL as merely another chapter to complete. Treat it as the foundation that connects your research problem, theoretical framework, methodology, findings, and eventually contribution to public administration. Before we proceed to the next part of our session, if you have any question, again, as I mentioned, regarding the presentation, please post them in our Zoom chat box. No? Every meeting po yan, ini-encourage ko kayo. No? So you may also post any additional information or professional experiences in our FB group messenger right after presentation. Let's say we're already finished with this topic, but if you wanted to share something, you may also post any additional information, professional experiences, research insight, or perspective that you believe can enrich our discussion. So we particularly welcome examples from your respective agencies, local government units, institutions, or areas of professional practice. We will consolidate the question in inputs. No? So this way, everyone will have an opportunity to participate while allowing presenter to complete the discussions without interruption. Once again, thank you so much po, Dr. Raymond, and thank you everyone. As Doctor of Public Administration student, I encourage you to continue approaching every presentation critically and constructively. Not simply asking, what did I learn? But also, how can I apply this on my own research, my organization, and the broader practice of public administration. Once again, congratulations po, Dr. Raymond. God bless everyone. So for the meantime, may I request everyone to please turn on your camera as part of our attendance. Ano po?